So when you have a child who is perceiving the world differently from you, who's struggling in school and you're a rocket scientist, right? Or who's struggling with making connections and you were prom queen, right? It's very hard to figure out how to bond with that child, right? And you never want to admit that, right? You never want to say, oh, I just don't know what to do, because that child is so differently from you, but has your face, right? So by the time they get to high school and our students have come into whatever personalities they're going to have in high school, because we know we grow past that, but they're able to share some pain, they're able to clearly explain where they're hung up, even if they can't put their finger right on how to fix it. They know where those struggles are. And most times, those struggles are totally different from their parents, even if they did struggle in school. So walking parents through figuring out how to connect with a child that learns so differently from you, that interacts with the world so differently from you, has nothing to do with reading a book, right? Has nothing to do with writing an essay. Just reminding them that, yeah, you can make a connection, it's just gonna be different. And the connection you make with that kid is gonna be different than the connection that you make with your other children. And sometimes they're struggling more than their child is struggling because they wanna fix it. And as parents, we wanna just fix it. I want you to have all the friends you wanna have, but you're a little antisocial. How do I fix that? Sometimes it's not therapy, sometimes it's not family therapy, sometimes it's time. Sometimes it's finding that right school family, that's what I always call us, that will just work with you on that. We have a nice mix of kids. We have a lot of students with ADHD, so wherever you're there, we have a lot of students with executive functioning issues, but I feel like everybody in the world has executive functioning issues right now. Thanks, COVID. We have some traditionally classic dyslexics, and we have some that are a little different. And I think what makes our teachers so special is they really spend time not just looking at the documentation that comes with the kids, but creating their own. Like, oh, this may have worked in the past and you may have responded this way. Let's just do an experiment. They are so open to figuring out how to make sure that our students can access the information, that we don't make whatever their diagnoses the center focal point of their time here. It's what can you do? What do we expect you to do? And how can we get you there together? Understand they graduate as adults. They are 18, 19 when they leave, right? They're going out into the world. Some of them are going to college, some of them are going to the military, some of them are going to trade schools, right? All of them are going out to be independent in some way, shape, or form. So our goals here are not to necessarily focus on any learning challenges, but really making sure that they know how to find their own resources, advocate for themselves, use their voices, communicate enough and as appropriately as possible to get what they need to be successful. Yeah, one of my goals here, this is my first year here, and we're going into our 20th year of existence, right, which is amazing. But one of my goals is to make this school free for students. So I'm going to spend the next 5 to 10 years raising funds, increasing our endowment so that everyone who needs to come here comes here. It's imperative for me to make this school affordable, and affordable to me is free. Everything you deserve to get, you should be able to get from this institution, and you shouldn't go broke for it. I don't think anybody should go broke for education, right? That's a long argument we all have, and I think there should be choice in education. This isn't necessarily choice, this is need. And in keeping that at the forefront of all of my conversations, all of my best friend making, and helps me stay focused. Like, I want to make sure that if you need to be here, you can be here. So I want to make sure that our kids, one, interact with people in various fields. They hear the struggle that comes along with getting there. They hear the freedom that comes along with stepping into a job that you really want to do for the majority of your life. Not that